Faye back in mission control as we get ready for the final two matches of Nation Extreme Wrestling's NEW3. And I can tell you one thing, Eddie Osbourne, Haviko, and Reloaded, that would be a main event in 9 out of 10 cards. But tonight we've still got, in addition to that tag match, Travis Williams and Elliot Tyler to see who the NEW Championship's going to be. My thanks to Jordan Bowman back in the control chair, Justin Morissette, and we are ready. Did he call it the co-main event?
Just might be.
Just might be. Little Eddie Osbourne and Haviko, these island warriors making their way over to the mainland, and Eddie Osbourne is a favorite to say the least. Look at the size of this man.
He is one mean SOB.
They announced him at a combined weight of 499 pounds, but I can't believe Haviko makes more than 120. So what does that mean Eddie Osbourne's at right now?
I think he's got the size covered for both of them. This is my first opportunity to lay eyes on Haviko here this evening.
Well, Haviko's done a lot of great things, including the grand champion of 365 wrestling. Eddie Osbourne is one of the guys that when he comes over to the mainland, everybody says, I hope I don't draw that straw. And tonight, he gets a very formidable foe in Reloaded.
Of course, Eddie Osbourne, well known for 365 on the island, but 365, Rob, not just based out of Victoria. They run right across this country. Eddie Osbourne is a well-known name in Ontario. He's well-known all across Canada as being an absolute brick shithouse monster destroyer. And Reloaded are going to find out all about that here tonight.
Well, there he is, Shareef Morrow. Oh, he's all greetings and salutations. Jacky Lee making his way to the ring as well. Reloaded is a fan favorite. They are high flyers extraordinaire. I'm curious to know how they handle Eddie Osbourne.
And Shareef Morrow may have just given me my first handshake in what feels like almost 2 years here, Rob Fay. As he is fired up ahead of this one. So much on the line for these tag teams tonight, even if there is no, of course, gold up for grabs for them at this moment. Was having this conversation with Jordan Bowman not that long ago. We have a huge tag team title match still to come in January at the Commodore, and these teams are vying to be included in it.
Tony Baroni and Billy Swade, I think they know who they want, but it is what the fans want, and I think they're split right now down the middle between State of Emergency and the team that's about to go to battle here with Eddie Osbourne and Haviko in Reloaded. Bambi Hall, the referee for this one. This on the eve of the main event for the NEW Championship. Jacky Lee, 145 pounds against Eddie Osbourne, who is maybe 3 times that.
As you mentioned, our penultimate match this evening, Rob Fay. Just one left after this one, and it's for the gold. The chase for the championship nearly at an end as Eddie Osbourne locks horns with Jacky Lee.
Wow, brute force. Jacky tried one of those high aerial moves, and Eddie said, not tonight, brother.
And we're barely into this match at all. Jacky already looking shaken up.
And the other thing is Osbourne's a talker. I'm not sure how much of it you can actually pick up in the microphones, but he will try to intimidate on a number of fronts. Oh!
You might not have been able to hear his trash talk, but everybody in this building just heard that smack.
That is going to leave a mark. Hammering Jacky Lee at every turn.
Just planted him on his tailbone as Jacky Lee struggling to get back to his feet.
Eddie Osbourne in his familiar black and yellow shoes, draped in black and white. Haviko, more of a cheerleader at this point. He'll find his first work here for NEW as he gets tagged in to face Jacky Lee.
Island proud and island strong reads the t-shirt for Eddie Osbourne. And that strength was on full display as now it's Haviko's turn to go to work.
Haviko's face, mask included, making its way into the turnbuckle. Jacky Lee leaping over the top rope.
Had to be quick there to evade the grasp of Eddie Osbourne. who was trying to interrupt that maneuver from the apron. Jacky now with the upper hand.
Shoulder right into Haviko. This much more even match when it comes to the body type here. It's Haviko, oh, tripping up Jacky Lee. Double knees right into the lower back. A little kidney shot as well to Jacky Lee, who would love to tag Shareef Morrow right about now. Haviko's got other plans. Jacky pushing off Haviko. Quick up again. Haviko celebrating, and that's not the right plan with Jacky Lee. Tag finally made. Shareef Morrow, who's got a victory in NEW over a big man at Bishop back at NEW 1, ready to take on Haviko and Eddie Osbourne if need be.
Shareef now into the match as Jacky on the outside, wiping his eyes, trying to get his vision back.
Shareef Morrow. They say a five-tool wrestler, got a little bit of everything, and yeah, he's got a little arrogance to boot as well. Haviko not taking kindly to that as he has a couple of choice words for Shareef. Test of strength.
I don't know that I've ever heard the audience call for it like this before. But you got to give the fans what they want. What they want right now is a test of strength. Here we go.
Shareef Morrow. Oh, Haviko showing the extra inch or so that he's got. And Shareef says, I'll bring you down to size. Locking in. Shareef bending all the way down to that hair. A full bridge, and now finds his way back up. And now it's Haviko looking for help.
Monkey flip as both men now back to their feet.
Oh, stern kick from Shareef. A second one as well, working on the hamstrings and now the inside kidney. Morrow loves using all the leverage he can find. Top rope and a flip over of Haviko. Quick up is Shareef. Another flip of Haviko. Shareef with all the momentum in the world.
And if you're reloaded, Rob Fay, you need to make hay right now while the sun is shining because your worst nightmare just came true. Eddie Osbourne has been tagged back into this ring.
Eddie Osbourne is more than an equalizer, but oh, a boot to the face from Shareef. And if you're gonna beat Eddie Osbourne, you gotta get him off his feet. Both reloaded now. Tell me they're not going to try and take the big man upstairs. That just can't happen. Eddie Osbourne taking both ends of reloaded over the top.
A double suplex from EO as Osbourne right now looks like a dad roughhousing with children on a trampoline.
Absolutely. Osbourne, oh no.
Reloaded on the outside, Haviko's up top.
Wait a second, Haviko from the top rope knocks over both reloaded. Eddie Osbourne calling on Haviko to stand up both Shareef Morrow and Jacky Lee, who are still on the outer ropes. Oh no. All the way through the ropes, and it took about 6 people down here at Studio Nightclub.
Eddie Osbourne with the tope suicida, and he's the first man back to his feet out of that bunch.
He knocked down Haviko, he knocked down Reloaded, he knocked down about 3 of the security guards, and is still trying to make Shareef go back in the ring. And Jacky Lee out of nowhere.
A twisting corkscrew senton from Jacky Lee off the top rope. And it's impossible to say who has the upper hand right now. Both teams with some massive maneuvers to the outside.
Shareef and Jacky now trying to get Eddie Osbourne back into the ring. They roll the big lumber and big man back in.
And that tells you everything, Rob, that it took both members of Reloaded
Oh,
just to get Osbourne to his feet.
Slingshot Morrow in with a clothesline on Eddie Osbourne, who's still on his feet, being held up by the rope. Jacky Lee caught it. Oh, slammed right down the back of Shareef Morrow.
He was looking for poetry in motion and instead just got dropped right onto his teammate.
Osbourne tags in Haviko. Damage is done. Haviko can have his choice of a banged up Shareef Morrow or a disenchanted Jacky Lee. Haviko and Eddie Osbourne. Oh boy, Haviko right onto the canvas goes Jacky Lee, and a vicious clothesline from Eddie Osbourne.
And this combination of speed and brute force from Eddie Osbourne and Haviko is like Tribe on steroids, Rob Fay.
2 count is somehow Jacky Lee kicks out of that pinfall. Twist into the arm. Haviko opting not to tag in Eddie Osbourne just yet as he works Jacky Lee down to the mats, focusing on that left arm that I don't think is supposed to bend like that. Lee's in the wrong part of town right now. Eddie tags Haviko to come back into the ring and crippling the arm, and strong headbutt right to the back of Jacky Lee.
And if you are Haviko, your mental hockey coach has to be going off in your mind. Keep your shifts short. Let's get EO out on the ice as much as possible right now because he's the one who's going to win this match.
Vancouver Canucks could put him on a pair of skates and change the complexion of their whole season from a toughness perspective.
He would be a net front presence for the ages, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, Shareef Morrow wasn't looking, and he gets an elbow from Eddie Osbourne. Haviko doing a tour of Studio Nightclub. Well, Jacky Lee up by the DJ booth here, some 4 or 5 feet away from the ring.
Osbourne having words with DJ
Wait a minute.
Swing.
Did Eddie Osbourne ask DJ J Swing to play his intro? Throws Jacky Lee back into the ring.
Usually you can't get that kind of service without buying the DJ a drink first. My goodness. That just shows the power that Eddie Osbourne is able to command all across the province here in British Columbia.
Oh, come on. He asked you to do something. You're going to do it as well. Ooh, that's just a close-fisted shot to the face.
Of course I would, Rob, but that's just because I respect him more than you do.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Jacky Lee trying to take matters into his own hands. Straight into the midsection, and oof. Just when you think you got a little momentum, Eddie Osbourne says, not yet, fella.
He's gonna die, is what EO just promised this crowd.
That is a pretty direct statement if I've ever heard one. Osbourne hearing him up, and a dirty, nasty, open hand chop right to the chest of a cherry red Jacky Lee. Osbourne up to the second rope. You don't see him hovering around those upper floors of the apartment building very often. Osbourne's got Jacky Lee up, and Jacky Lee caught him. Wait a second. A power bomb from the second rope. You gotta be kidding me.
Just caught Haviko completely off guard. He was expecting EO to take Jacky up for a stalling suplex. Instead, Jacky able to get the tag to Shareef.
Shareef straight to the top rope. Oh, he caught Eddie Osbourne. Rolling Eddie over, focusing on Haviko. Shareef with a kick to the midsection. Oh, a chop right up towards the neckline. Shareef, shifted the entire ring 2 to 3 inches with that. Shot into the turnbuckle, another kick to the face, and Haviko's wearing a lot of the frustration from Reloaded right now.
You could hear the pressure on the bolts and screws holding the ring together after that shot from Shareef.
Morrow on the rope, makes sure that he caught Haviko as best as he could, and screams in frustration. Morrow quick to get Haviko back into the ring. Quick to the pinfall, looking for the count. That's 2, and that'll be enough.
And Eddie Osbourne so gassed at the moment from that impact, not even able to try and get into the ring to break up that pin attempt.
Haviko off the ropes. Ends up kicking Morrow, but then takes a kick from Jacky Lee. Runs into Eddie Osbourne, and that's not going to end well. Osbourne. Oh! Oh my goodness gracious, how much more can Jacky Lee take?
The big grizzly bear just wrecking havoc in that ring right now, as Shareef able to intercept that pin combination and plant a kick in the face of EO as well for good measure.
This has to be one of the most violent matches we've seen Reloaded in since the inception of Nation Extreme Wrestling.
Package pile driver with a little assist off the top rope. That's what I call teamwork, Rob Fay.
They got to get the pin here. They've got to get Haviko with Eddie Osbourne away from the play, and two, and Haviko is able to find his way to get the shoulder off the mat.
How did he possibly have anything left after that devastating move?
Fans chanting Jacky Lee. Eddie Osbourne sizing up the infer. Oh no, is he gonna flip them both? No, he does. Star-studded takedown, and Jacky Lee's probably seeing 3 Havikos right now. Shareef Morrow out of nowhere, just when you thought the match had come to its conclusion.
Now it's Shareef going up for a slam. Eddie Osbourne looking for a jackknife powerbomb. Instead, it's Shareef able to come away with the upper hand. Code red, my goodness! The impact as Eddie Osbourne spills to the outside.
Haviko trying to take matters into his own hands, but look at this, Reloaded with Eddie Osbourne out of the play. Oh, they got him to the ground. Do they have a pin? This would make them the #1 contenders. Oh man, that has to be it. Shareef on top of Jacky, on top of Haviko, and they pick up the victory.
The winners of this match, Reloaded!
What a display from Reloaded. Maybe the best that they have looked thus far in their NEW careers to date. And they have just made a strong case for them to have the match.